lunchtime, so I'm gonna be using leftovers. I've got leftover smoked brisket, and we're gonna make brisket ramen. So here we go. And so far, so we've got some mushrooms that we're using. I got 2 garlic cloves that I need to press. I did half a white onion, and I don't know, it's probably maybe 3 stalks worth of green onion separated. And then in these 2 pots, we have a bit of beef tallow that I made for flavor. So this is gonna be the more of an aromatic oil. So I'm about to put stuff in it, and then this is gonna be the main pot for the ramen. And then obviously leftover brisket in here. So in here, I melted, I don't know, I just did maybe 2 spoonfuls, or not fulls, 2 spoons of beef tallow. I melted it on really low, and I put one spoonful of that in this just to melt it. Right now the heat's off on this one since I won't need it, but I just wanted it pre-melted. So in here, we are going to add some of the onion. So I'll take the white onions. Also, I'm gonna add in a little bit of garlic. So I'm gonna run one of these. Actually, I'll just do both of them through the garlic press. Okay, so I added in the minced garlic. This has been going for a couple minutes. Not quite yet crisping up yet. A pro tip is if you have fresh ginger, putting a little bit in there would probably be amazing. We usually do, but I don't have any. And the other 2 ingredients I forgot to mention, definitely some beef broth. That'll make the base of our ramen to go along with the brisket. And then usually we get, it's like Buchanan's Japanese barbecue sauce or Butchman's Japanese barbecue, something like that. It's like white with the red labeling on it. But we ran out. I used it all, and I thought I had it. So I went to Aldi, and they usually have it as well, but they ran out. But seasonally, it looks like they brought this, and this looks like a very comparable sauce, just like looking at the ingredients. Oh yeah, so we'll try it. I strained the oil in here. However, the onion has not yet gotten crispy to how I want it. It's not really there, but I noticed the garlic was, if I left it in any longer, it would have burned. So here's the brisket. We don't want to cut it really thin. First, we want to give it some fat. I'm trying to find. So this part has a lot of bark on it. So I'm probably gonna, yeah, so that's kind of a lot of fat right there. So we'll put those in first so it can render down a bit. I want moderately thick pieces. Pulled this out of the fridge a tad earlier so it's not as firm to cut through. So the fatty parts we're not going to toss, we're just going to cook earlier so the fat can also render down and mix with the existing tallow that we have in there. So the flavors will kind of combine to create more of a unified flavor. So yeah, kind of thick, so it's not really thin, but it's also not like a big old chunk. We're going to end up searing that, but first I'll throw in the little fatty pieces. I'm gonna cut the fatty pieces even smaller. Okay, and that has a lot of meat, so we're gonna keep the fat on that. Actually, we'll trim this a little bit right there. The fat's not gonna completely melt, it'll fry, and we're still gonna save the bits. That'll just be part of the topping. Oh my god, my mouth is watering. It's gonna be so good. And yeah, go into the pot. So here's the fattier stuff. That took about, probably did 2 or 3 minutes for the fat, and then I'll do about a minute. Oh, we're gonna be, yeah, a minute for these brisket pieces. Just pop that in there. It's already cooked, so we just want the flavor that it already has just to be woken up a bit, so to speak. You don't need to actually cook it anymore. But all the fat that's in the brisket, we just want to heat it up a little bit. Bonus is you get some crispiness to it. And this whole time, the heat is like medium low. I know tallow can take it. You can get pretty high heat with that, but you want it to melt during the earlier stages. It gives it more time for the flavors to be extracted from the ingredients you put in. If you have it too hot, like that garlic, when you put it in earlier on, it's just immediately gonna you know, overcook. Same with the onions, and then same with the brisket, right? It'll instantly fry it instead of, you know, letting the flavor and it just kind of start mixing in with the stuff, because this is going to be the base. So we want to extract flavors from the ingredients. Going out the last little bit of brisket. Excuse me. You can leave some of these little chunks in there, that's okay. And immediately we're going to want to add in our onions. I like a lot of flavor, so that's an entire half onion. You could do less if you want, but I think I prefer doing more onion. The trick though is to cut them really small. You can see each little piece cut pretty small. The onions are just barely starting to get translucent, so that's my cue to add in the mushrooms. And this is the same thing, it's finely sliced. I think it's only 3 mushrooms, but sliced thinly. So in this stage, if you had the garlic, you can add it to this stage as well. You can add ginger, garlic, some additional pepper if you want. This is when you add in any of those extra little seasonings. Just had to open it. Do a little bit right now. We'll add more later on once the broth goes in there. Some of those flavors. There we go. Now we're adding all 4 cups of broth. Yep. Right, so I added that stuff, or added the broth. And this is where you add in the rest of the flavoring. If you want to add some heat, same thing. Add in a little bit of the heat now. If you want sriracha or red pepper flakes. Again, just get it just below the point where you are sitting there being like, yeah, that's perfect. And then you let it simmer. The flavors are gonna blend in more. You're gonna keep it on low, and we're just gonna let that simmer. I'm gonna grab a lid, and I'm gonna, yeah, let it do its thing. So we'll be back. So it's only been a few minutes. We're not gonna open it. Don't do it. I know it's tempting. Just let it do its thing. So great opportunity to clean your workstation a little bit and get prepped. I'm gonna start prepping the ramen. If you're feeling lazy, you could kind of cook the ramen in the same spot. It's better if you don't, just because it'll get, the starches will end up in there. If you had more beef broth, like you could cook your ramen in more broth. I'm just gonna do water. I'm relying on this to be most of the flavor. So I've got my ramen. I'm gonna do 2 bricks. So 2 ramen bricks. And there you go. And here, there we go. Mixed it up. It's come along really nicely. It needed a tad more salt. So I added a little bit of low sodium soy sauce. And you can use normal soy sauce. You can just use salt if you wanted. I like the taste of soy sauce, so I prefer the lower sodium so I can add a bit more of it and not have the salt content run away. So yeah, that's all I did to taste. And now we wait 8 minutes. 2 more ingredients I'm about to prep. I'm gonna poach a couple eggs in here once that's ready, and then we have the spinach, and I like the nutritional value of it, so we're adding spinach. This will be like the replacement for like bok choy or some other type of cabbage. So hey, just do whatever you want with ramen. That's the beauty of it. So I put in 2 eggs, we're poaching them, and then I took out the noodles. And once eggs are poached, we're gonna plate it. Home stretch. All's all plated. Put the noodles in first, then the broth, then you've got the brisket right here. And then last thing is I'm just gonna cover up the plate just to let it steam up just a little bit. But yeah, oh my God, I'm so freaking excited. Here we go.